Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
I got the same shit.
I think the mistake is, yeah, that's because you're a racist.
No, I love Japan.
This is going to be Mania. They're not going to do this. And it makes me sad.
Sorry it's late. Sorry I gotta leave. I gotta go poop.
Oh, one of your biggest draws doesn't have a match at WrestleMania? Bull fucking shit.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jobber Radio. We got some stuff to talk about today. I am Jake, aka Bomber. And first of all, let's go around the room here. Let's see what we got. First of all, we got Rab. He's back from Romania or Australia or wherever the fuck
I was in
went.
Italia.
I
was in Italia eating a lot of cena.
Chena, eating the chena.
Chena.
All right. Well, how was fill us in real quick. Give us a little quick summary on how your trip was.
If anyone has the chance to go to Italy, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. Everyone's really cool. Everyone speaks English, which is really weird. Oh. Like so I did a while in Italy, and then I did a little bit in France. No one in France speaks English, but everyone in Italy speaks English.
Oh. Did you go? So how many? Did you go to just one location or multiple?
No, I went to Rome. I was in Rome for a while. I was in Naples for a bit. I went to Pompeii, which was really cool.
Ooh, that's the big volcano, right?
Yeah, right. Well, Vesuvius is the volcano. It's the little city outside that got destroyed by the volcano back in the day, which is really cool. All the ruins and shit. Then I went to the Amalfi Coast, which is like if you see pictures of like the Italian, the southern Italian seaboard and stuff. Those are the pictures you see. Oh. Which was just amazingly nice and calming and soothing and expensive. So I was there for a while, and then I went up to Florence for a little bit. Then I went to Venice for a little bit, and then I finished in Paris, where everyone really is rude. That's not a fake thing. That's a real thing. Everyone's super rude.
Nice.
Hey,
but it was overall. It was all, yeah. Some stereotypes are real. Italians really speak with their hands. That's a real thing. Mm-hmm. They didn't make that up. They really say cena. That's a real thing.
Which is the Italian of Cena, in case no one got that.
Yeah. Santino Marella always said John Cena, and I always thought it was super funny because it sounded funny. But later I found out that that spelling C-E-N-A really is a word in Italian that is cena, which means dinner. So in Italy, he's John Dinner.
John Dinner. Cool. All right.
John Dinner.
So, Scott, what you got to beat that? What have you been up to?
Not nearly as much. I am not the European champion or coming back from a European tour, but I don't have anything nearly to compare to that. But yeah, things are good. Things are fine.
Cool. And Lee, he's actually back too. He's missed a couple shows too. How you doing, Lee? You doing good?
Yeah, just had a lot of work, so I unfortunately missed a couple shows. But I'm back in the game. I'm looking forward to talking some wrestling, about wrestling shows I don't even really watch half the time, but it'll be good.
Cool. Well, first of all, first things first, apparently while I was sleeping today, because I do a weird sleep schedule to pull this podcast off, apparently while I was sleeping, you guys said Stephanie McMahon tweeted out that they changed the name of the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Yes. Is that right? All right, so somebody fill me in. I haven't seen the actual tweet. What exactly did she say?
What originally happened, I'll do the first half of this. They announced it because it's like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Words are hard. It's like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but for the women. So it's the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal for WrestleMania. And they didn't call the Mae Young Classic the Fabulous Moolah Classic because it was leaning like, that's always what it is. It's always the Moolah this, the Moolah that, because she's the one. And she is. She is historically the most popular one, either by her lording over things or what. She is still the one you think of, but that's neither here nor there. But they decided, you know what? Moolah kind of did some things. Let's go with Mae Young. She's kind of cool too. Let's go with that one. So they called it the Mae Young Classic. But now here they have the Battle Royal, and all right, it's the Moolah Battle Royal. That's cool. That's fine. Except no, it's not. The reason they didn't want to rename it or name it that for the Classic has kind of come up, and there was a massive, massive uproar. Even some of the people talking proudly about wanting to win it were saying, like, yes, she was a trailblazer. She was a famous name that was in the past. Not like, oh, I love her. She's amazing. No one was saying that kind of stuff.
I saw Natalia say something like that.
Yes, some of the older school ones, like she did. But for the most part, it was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I can't wait to win it. And then the backlash kept going and kept going and kept going. And I'll tag out from that one because I suddenly just read the results changing, like that they changed it. But yeah, it got to them, and rightfully so. But yeah, Lee, you had some funny comments on it yourself.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised that the WWE actually reacted this because I didn't think they were going to. I figured they're just going to like, fuck you fans, we don't give a fuck, we're naming whatever we want. But Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah, both of them, honestly, both their names are not necessarily without a lot of dirt behind them. Fabulous Moolah more so because she was. And there's a lot of historical evidence, actually, that sort of corroborates this, that she was basically a pimp. And she was using a lot of female wrestlers. She was the only person, basically. If you're a female wrestler, you had to answer to her for the most part if you wanted to get on any big promotion. She was respected by a lot of the men. Probably a lot of the men who were just as big as scumbags as she was back in the territory days. There's a lot of stories about her pimping out female wrestlers and literally pimping them out, like not just handling their bookings, but selling their bodies to fans, male wrestlers.
Oh, fans, huh?
And also just basically taking their money. She had like a booking fee that she didn't necessarily disclose with the female wrestlers under her charge. So she was taking, from what I've read, up to 50% of their fucking pay under the table without telling them. And if you broke away from the Fabulous Moolah, she would blackball you in every territory she could fucking blackball you in and make sure you didn't get bookings. So she was pretty much a piece of shit. But the WWE, of course, ran with the narrative that the Fabulous Moolah, first women's champion, won the belt at 70 or whatever,
Yeah.
They went with that, sort of awesome narrative. And, of course, with Stephanie McMahon with her women wrestlers were the new superstars and female equality and all that stuff. They were trying to run with that. But the stories have slowly been leaking out. And after they posted that, hey, we're going to be doing the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, the backlash apparently was just so great that they first silenced comments on the article they posted, and then they just took it down altogether. And and Stephanie announced herself on her Twitter that, yeah, we're changing it. It's just the women's battle royal now. Apparently,
the WrestleMania women's battle royal.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, a lot of it was actually, and I almost hate to say this, but a lot of it was Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were brigading, and they did the smart thing because they went to Snickers.
Yes.
They were brigading on Snickers, and that's why it's not. There's this thing of like, oh, well, good on the WWE for listening. The WWE did not listen to the fans.
No, they listened to the people pulling money away.
Snickers listened to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Snickers did not want to be associated with a female pimp.
Yeah,
or a company celebrating that.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to be associated with it. They went to the WWE and they listened to their sponsors. So, guys, if
smart.
you are really sick of Roman Reigns, let Snickers know.
No. But yeah, I'm looking at the website right now, and yep, they got it on here. The first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal will take place at this year's showcase of the Immortals.
They took down the video. They took down the video of the original announcement.
Yeah, because it was with Moolah and all the celebration and
stuff. It was a good video,
now,
though. It was a pretty good video.
It was.
Man, that guy that worked on that, he's probably pissed.
Well, I mean, you never know. He
got paid for it.
At that point, it becomes a job. I mean, you know that as well with the video type stuff. But with the interesting thing is they didn't stick to their convictions behind it. But again, when Snickers is going to threaten to pull out and they're the main sponsor, yeah, all right. You're getting millions from them. You're going to listen.
Yeah.
If it was just with the fans, it is interesting because they stuck with their guns. Because technically, Hogan and Snuka are still in the Hall of Fame, even with all the stuff that's come up for them. Trump is in the Hall of Fame.
Them.
No, exactly. Yeah, they don't mention them, but they're there.
Wait, whoa, time out. I saw you slide in Trump's name in there. What has he done?
I didn't get to finish it. Yeah,
okay.
Numerous allegations.
What has Trump done?
Yeah, hold on.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to make this a politics podcast.
It doesn't even have to be things that are confirmed. It's allegations, and they don't want to be associated with. And they're proud of some associations. That's fine. Hogan said some things. Mike Tyson is a convicted rapist. He's celebrated by UFC and WWE. Like if the things happen, and they go from there. So they could have said, you know what? It's the past. We're celebrating the legacy of who Moolah was.
But there was
as
no
a wrestler and a
battle royal. See, because it's not like they mention them. They don't mention Mike Tyson anymore.
Well, I mean, they show him a lot on highlights.
It's not in the same breath, but what I mean is more. They could have simply tried to celebrate the career of Moolah, but no, they're like, no, we don't want to be associated at all. And I agree with it. I'm all for this. It's fine.
She built her career on the backs of multiple women that she abused.
Exactly.
I don't think the Chris Benoit submission classic is coming up here.
No. I did have that one. That was a good joke I had planned, so that's fine. With this, though, it's interesting that they called it the WrestleMania Memorial or this WrestleMania Battle Royal, not anything else. And my theory is they just didn't have that little statue to put on top of a trophy. Because they could have done the Sensational Sherry one or
even
the Miss Elizabeth one.
Miss Elizabeth, that's what I would have went for.
Yeah, like they could have gone with something else.
I wouldn't have done Miss
They
Elizabeth.
still got what? 3 weeks? They could have made a trophy.
I think they could have, but it's more like, you know what? I think they were probably thinking, we're going to get attacked no matter what, because we can't make the China one. The porn stuff will come up. We can't do Elizabeth one. The overdose will come.
See, that's what I have.
Just make a memorial.
Nah, I think you can get past. No, I don't.
What I've been
it's not the same thing.
But they would be attacked.
We're in a okay. China, maybe the porn. I think they just don't want to bring up China.
No.
But
correct.
But Miss Elizabeth, you can get away with, because right now the only thing is we're in an environment right now that's really sensitive to harassment towards women.
Yeah,
right.
That's just where we are, like in the media landscape right now.
And giving Elizabeth her due with the history of macho. Yeah,
that tells you where their priorities are, though. They won't go with the celebrated first lady of fucking WWF back in the day, just because she had some drug problems, compared to Fabulous Moolah, who was a fucking pimp who abused women.
But that's my point. I don't think that's the reason. I think they just.
No, they were going with Moolah because she was like the female Andre.
Yeah, it was Moolah because exactly. It was Moolah because she was like.
It was Moolah.
The one, yeah, that's Moolah.
Now, look, this is the problem.
I don't think they're not going with Miss Elizabeth because they're afraid of her drug use. I think they just.
No, I'm just saying.
They didn't even think about it.
They would have picked others, and they're not. And I just wonder if it's a case of like no time for the trophy, or just no matter who we pick, we're gonna get attacked. So whatever, we're just gonna make it be a thing, and then we'll figure it out for next year. I honestly can see that.
And all the other famous wrestling women names are pretty much forgotten at this point, because a lot of the big names were in like the first half of the 20th century. Moolah was kind of the one that survived out of all of them, and Mae Young was actually kind of a minor character, and her past is kind of sorted as well. Like there's stories of her seducing like both wrestlers and fans, and then having a couple guys beat them up and jump them and then basically take their money. So she's not without her own skeleton in the closet.
I hate to say it's a thing of the era, but I know that doesn't excuse it. But that's just how things kind of were, it seems. Like, things were shady. Like, Jim Cornette talks about stories about things, and Dynamite Kid getting teeth punted. It seems like that was the norm. It's not good and not acceptable, but it's kind of how it was. So it was like, fuck.
It's not acceptable now.
No,
it's
not acceptable then. But
I mean, that's what it was. I feel like it was.
Well, that doesn't make it right. Even then, like, you shouldn't be being seduced by Mae Young and beat up by some guys. That's not right, even if it was how it was.
That's back when wrestling was run like the mafia, where you couldn't get in unless you were vetoed.
All I mean is WWE was in a no-win situation. No matter who they picked, they'd get attacked over it. Fuck it. Don't put a name on it. Let's just go.
Look, this is a slippery slope. This is a slippery slope because this is going to cause a lot. Listen. It's a matter of fucking time before Andre's name is taken off as well, because there's everybody's in this uproar. Oh, well, he was a bully. He would pick on guys. Now, I'm just telling you,
No one cares about that. But it's not the. It's not.
They
the
will.
same thing.
They will. It will be the
Andre
same
the
thing.
Giant
I
was
promise you, his
raping
name will be
people.
gone. In due
No,
time.
I think that's completely.
No, there are
no, I
skeletons,
don't think
but
so.
not enough to kill a career.
No,
like that.
I totally disagree because here's the thing. They first off, one of the few people who really was outspoken against Andre the Giant was Bad News Allen, and he's dead. So
some of the shit that Andre did, they laugh about on the DVDs about him.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's not the same.
It's not
level.
the same thing at all.
No.
Give it time.
No,
give it
like
time.
they publicly talk about that stuff
cares
and
about
laugh
that kind of stuff.
when he
You'll
shit on
see.
that hotel room bed and locked people in the bathroom to look at his shit on the bed in Japan, and they laugh about it on the DVD that Hogan has. Yeah, no, that's not going to be a problem.
We'll
No,
see.
that-
It's no one saying hashtag my bed
But
too.
that's it. That's the extent.
We
of
will
it.
see. The way shit's going and the way
It's-
everybody's
no,
so
it's still-
sensitive,
no,
I promise you.
No,
I promise you.
unless
that's
he's also done
ridiculous.
the-
By the way,
Don't
hey guys.
compare-
By the way, guys. When everybody yells at the same time, nothing gets hurt.
Okay,
Just
you're right.
you
Let
know.
me yell first.
Let you go first. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Don't compare Andre the Giant shitting on a bed or drinking a lot to someone pimping out women and having women raped for money.
I'm talking about him bullying.
Don't compare
the
them.
bullying
No one
part
is
where
making that
everybody gets-
comparison. Don't say that that's where this is headed. People being against sexual harassment of women is not the same thing. You're making it sound like this is happening because people are taking things too far. It's not the same thing.
I'm saying
We're not on a slippery slope towards
No.
everyone has to be a saint.
Can I chime in
We're on
on
a
that?
slippery slope towards having to try to respect women.
And I agree with that. The only person, like when you think of the history of
Disagree.
people, Andre never had a history of that, as far as we know. If it comes to light that he was whoring people out, we have problems, and they're going to do the thing. They're going to take care of that the same way. But Macho Man is one that might have problems because he was actually abusive and things like that. Like that's a legitimate thing where they might be like, don't celebrate this man. He did these things. That's on par with what we're talking about. Andre being a jerk. He's a big jerk. He's a bully. Well, okay, if suddenly there's a thing, no bullies are allowed to be promoted in any kind of way whatsoever. All right, fine. Now we're doing that, and that's the route we go.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we will get down at some point. We'll get to that point.
I
Not
don't
to that
think so
same
at all. I have
extent.
no
It will
idea
be-
why you would think
It will
that.
be frowned on, but not to an extent of we will never celebrate this man again.
The fact
What-
that I
what-
feel this. What's up?
I was just gonna say, what are the things what are the strikes against Andre? Frat boy pranks, and one time calling Bad News Brown like a black bastard or something along those lines. And Bad News Brown fucking beat up Andre, like he didn't take his shit. Like it's resolved, it's gone. Also, illegitimate daughter, I think, is the only other thing.
Well, I mean that happens, but no, the way things are going, it will get down to that road because nobody ever said anything bad about Andre back in the day. I never really heard anything bad about Andre, but now the stories are coming out. I see so much negative stuff about Andre now. Same way with JBL. There's so much negativity about JBL being a bully.
Whoa!
No, I agree.
You're
JBL is literally a bully.
You're comparing Andre's stuff to JBL. Come on, dude.
JBL, first off, basically got
JBL
away with everything.
Yeah, he
Just to start.
targeted people and outright went after it. Andre was just like, whatever. JBL
And
got
JBL
all
that's
of
not
it.
what
was
that's not the
harassing
stuff
a
I hear,
coworker in the workplace, and he basically got away with it.
That's not. I
So,
hear
I don't know
the
what you're
same
talking
stuff about Andre. I hear the same stuff about Andre.
But
No,
Andre's
I never
dead.
heard Andre targeted like that.
And I haven't either.
JBL was a prick about it. And
This is the first time literally on this podcast is the first time I hear this about Andre.
Okay. Well, I've seen it all over the
him
internet.
as a target.
I hear it all over the internet. I hear all over podcasts, like all over like the wrestler podcast talking about everybody did like Andre, but Andre was a horrible
but that's
person.
not the same as saying Andre's being targeted.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
there
I'm
are a lot of
saying-
stories of
all I'm
Andre
saying
being a
is-
big mean guy.
All I'm saying is just give it time, and neither one of these battle royals will have a name on it. That's all.
Tell
I'm
me,
saying.
brother. Tell me, brother. Did you hear this on the dirt sheets, brother?
I think
No,
that's
I-
absurd.
No, I do
agree
not. I do
with
not.
what Rab said
go with
about
those
how
shoes.
you think it's being like taken too far. That's not what this is. It's not that things are being overly escalated and being taken too far. It's things are finally being cracked down on. The whole Hollywood shit right now that's going on is an example of that. Like finally it's being taken care of and addressed. But it's not a case of that's going to also include this or also include that because they're going to eventually go that route too because they can now. No, that was bad shit. Yeah, Andre being a bully is bad. Being a bully is bad. They're against it. They have a campaign against being bullies. But
their
it's also
dumb though, because then they say, "Oh, we're against bullies." Then they have the Baylor Club out there calling everybody nerds and stuff. So they're kind of
but they're a comedy.
You know
act,
that's
dude.
scripted entertainment, right?
of course.
Yeah, that's the point.
They're a comedy act, dude. I mean,
I know that.
come
No,
on.
I'm saying
No,
it's funny
they're
that
against
they're like we're against
actual
bullying,
bullying.
and then they have guys go out there calling people nerds.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
hey,
that
They also
doesn't.
have people fight each other.
If it makes you feel better, JBL got his ass kicked by Joey Styles of all people. So fuck JBL.
Sure. Okay. My whole point was just saying
I
that
see-
Andre's name will be gone at some point too. That's all.
I don't
my whole
know.
point.
I
Not
totally
over
disagree.
that.
Okay.
Not over that.
Hopefully,
If
we're
something
still
else-
doing the podcast when it happens. So I'm gonna play this clip back.
In
and
50 years, when they rename it to
Hey.
somebody else, the fucking Shane Helms Battle Royal.
Hey.
They've got the thing is there's so much stuff we'd have to get through first to get to there.
They've
Yeah.
been calling it this for 4 years. They were calling it the Moolah Battle Royal for 4 days,
Yeah.
That's true.
and they stopped. So
Well, back then, nope, everybody liked.
No, but
Andre.
what he's saying is that eventually, Twitter will be ablaze with bullies, and we will lose Andre the Giant. To
people have been
Twitter.
afraid or talking shit about Andre since the Princess Bride. For fuck's sake!
I've
like
I'm
it's not
saying
like this
I've
is
never
a new
seen
thing.
I'm just saying I never seen anything bad about Andre until like recently.
No, I've seen bad before and now, but I've also seen good before and now. It's not to the same extent. It's not the same thing.
Nobody said it was the same exact thing he did. Nobody said that. I'm just saying that.
No, but you're saying
but
it's
you seem to
eventually
think that it will be
yes,
it will get
100, yes,
affected the
100%.
same way.
I agree.
the stuff that WWE acts on are things like murder with the Snuka thing, or racism with the Hogan thing, or spousal abuse with the Swan thing, or not telling your boss about the investigation, like the Amore thing. That's the kind of stuff they act on. Or actual pimping, like Moolah. Slick is fine, but Moolah's not. So
He's the Doctor of Style. He ain't a
I
pimp.
literally have like 4 or 5 names this has happened with, and like for a long time they blackballed Savage over the story of him and Stephanie. But no, not
Allegedly.
really, or no, or
Allegedly.
what? Yeah, exactly. But they still did it.
I mean,
So-
we think that's why they did it.
I've never thought that was why they did.
I mean, that's what everybody thought. That's
whatever
what
I,
everybody
I
said.
just think they just didn't like each
But I've
other.
still only got 5 names for that. And if they look at all the bullies they've ever had, they don't do that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not even close. I'm not saying bullying is okay. I got bullied as a kid. It sucked. But it's not the same level of those things. When you look
But that's
at
not-
it
but
from
that's
a
not-
criminal aspect, it's so much
That's
more.
not
And I
the
don't
point.
think society will ever get to that point to ostracize that. I know that's not the point. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'll ever be that level. Should it be? I don't know. But I don't think it's enough to make
So-
Andre not be there.
So that is what happened in the news today by the
That's
recording of
today's
this.
news.
That's today's news, folks.
Today's news.
Yeah.
And a
So,
bridge fell.
first of all,
Slip my dick into Stephanie McMahon. Yeah.
well, there we go. Okay, so who's seen Fastlane? Who's seen Fastlane?
I
this
saw
past
it.
weekend. You saw it? Anybody else see it? Scott, Rab, you get a
I
chance
followed
to see
it, the usual. I follow it, but I don't. You know, I don't get to watch it.
Fastlane.
Yeah.
It is a wrestling show.
There was a 6-pack challenge that happened by
was-
When was that?
That was Sunday, this past Sunday. No.
It wasn't a good pay-per-view.
Well, we were going to be doing the thumbs up, thumbs down, as we do. That's what I was
Thumbs
going to be going. Thumbs down instantly. All right.
It from all aspects. It seemed like a big placeholder with some odd fun stuff, but not
Exactly
enough
what
to make
it
it
was.
worthwhile.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
fine watching the clips on Twitter. I
The
enjoyed
main
that.
the main event was just full of screw job bullshit, and the rest of the show was just ultimately forgettable. As far like I can't even remember what the fucking match lineup was at this point.
Well, we had the Basham brother. Wow, I just did Basham
The
brothers.
Basham Brothers.
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've called them that so many times now. The Bludgeon Brothers interfered in, like, there was a New
I
Day
hated
Usos
this.
match. They wiped out that match.
I
Their
fucking hated
run-in.
this.
They did their entrance for their
They
run-in.
did their entrance for the run in. What the fuck is that bullshit?
And they beat the fuck out of New Days and Usos. and they severed, or whatever the hell the injury was to Xavier Woods. They severed his spine or something on the steel stair. I'm sure that's not the exact injury, but I thought Flair versus Ruby Riott was decent. There was a little tiny couple botches in there, but I think that was a decent match. I thought it was
I heard
pretty good.
that was all right.
That was a good match. I thought the Randy Orton Bobby Roode match was okay. It was a little slow, but I thought it was okay.
Fucking Randy Orton! Jesus Christ, the most boring main eventer ever. And it's like, oh yeah, let's give him the U.S. title too, just because.
He had to get the Grand Slam, man. He's the next Grand Slam.
He had to have that. He just had to have that.
Oh yeah, we had the women's tag team match, Natalya and Carmella versus Becky and Naomi. Again, it was okay, but there was a little more botches in this one. There was like 4 botches in a row. That kind of put a downer on it.
They're kind of really blowing it lately with the women's stuff.
But I mean, overall, I thought the match was okay overall.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I think it was an okay show. It's going to end up being forgettable. That's the bad thing. That's the downfall.
That's the thing. There was nothing actively horrible, and there was nothing.
It's not a good show.
Exactly.
There's Matt Zion. Okay, Matt Zion has arrived.
Which one's this one? This is Peanut?
This is not.
Hey guys, it's Peanut.
Yep.
The one and only.
Oh, we got to rename the Battle Royal on Jobber Radio.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm so late. I am basically on like pain meds that knock me the fuck out. So.
You're right.
It's my prediction.
Yeah.
No, you just said he was high. You said he was.
No,
he was
no,
high.
it is.
You said
he said the word medicated. He did.
Oh.
You were like, well, just because his back hurts doesn't mean he can't check his
I said
Facebook.
that too. I said
You did
no.
say that.
I said it like this. I said that piece of shit.
On medication.
Yeah, no. When you're as high as I am to try and combat, my back is getting better, by the way. But when you're this high to try and combat your back pain, you don't wake up. you just pass out. So my bad.
No why his back hurting can't make him check his Facebook.
I said that
like
that fucking piece of shit couldn't even check his goddamn Facebook. That's how it was said.
No, you can't when you're passed out, bro.
That's how it was said.
You know what? Bob sounded really sad when he said it too, Matt. Like he did sound like a spurned girlfriend of some sort. Like just.
Oh, he was super upset. Super salty.
I was extremely pissed off. I was extremely pissed off.
Well, that's too bad because I can barely walk. Can you walk well? I can't.
Well, I wouldn't say well. I wouldn't say well, but
okay.
So we're just going over thumbs up, thumbs down on Fastlane. What did you feel about Fastlane? Did you watch Fastlane? I assume so.
I mean, it was just so whatever. That's the problem. Is nothing stood out. Dude, Orton is so boring. Orton is just good. I don't know what's going on with him, but like he is just as by the books safe as he could possibly be. He does not take chances. And he's super boring, and that's what stood out to me the most. But Charlotte and Ruby Riott was awesome. That was my favorite match of the show. I thought that they had really good chemistry, and I thought but they just did really well together. And I'm super excited for Charlotte and Asuka. But other than that, like it was a super forgettable whatever show.
What did you guys think about? What's up?
I would say it was a show that didn't need to happen, and nothing changed as a result of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Orton became champ.
I stand by my statement. Orton, I forgot about that, literally. Orton was on the Up, Up, Down, Down unboxing this Switch projector that he got customized. And he's, like, excited about it, and, like, this is a cool thing. It's so fucking boring. He doesn't have any presence or charisma in a video in his home looking at a cool gadget he got. It's like if he can't even pretend not to pretend. It's so weird. It is so bland right now.
Isn't he like John Cena, where if you watch John Cena in his home, he's just like the most boring guy ever?
Yeah.
Like it's just like he has no life.
Well, he's a family man, big time family man. Like he's always posting shit about his family, this super hot wife.
Ugh, terrible fucking hot wife. Ugh. But I thought the 6-pack challenge. It started out and pissed me off beyond belief, as you would know. As you would know.
Oh, so dumb.
He had AAs on everybody but AJ. Yeah.
Such bad booking. Like it doesn't make any sense either. Like why if you saw him using all of his Raw versus SmackDown finisher meters, why would you run at him again? Like what Why didn't the three that were left just run at him together? And why did they do the Assassin's Creed thing where they run at you one at a time? That was just so fucking dumb.
AJ was the only smart one, man.
Yeah, he was.
I'm glad he retained his title. That's all I'm cool with about this whole fucking pay-per-view.
Well, there was only one person that literally had a chance. That was Cena, because it would have been a triple threat.
I don't even know if I can say that anymore. I mean, he's kind of in the phase of he's kind of in the phase of his career now where he's more of the specialty match guy. I think that's going to be his next couple years.
Well, we're getting one at WrestleMania, so
can I just?
We had a lot of predictions. We had a lot of predictions on this podcast that he was going to be the champion going into this WrestleMania, or that he was going to go for the title at this WrestleMania and win it.
With Jinder, exactly. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just say that Cena's whole thing about how he has no road to WrestleMania? I guess I'll have to go as a fan. I don't have a match. Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit.
You could go in the Battle Royal, John, or just say, hey, you and me, let's go to Mania. Braun, let's go. This. It's not like you have to be in the title, but I guess he's...
How many WrestleManias has he had a nothing match?
He's okay, I can go against The Undertaker.
Yeah. But he's no, I don't have a match at Mania. I guess I'll go as a fan.
What a fucking bunch
of... Or The Undertaker.
Someone challenge me.
The internal logic of that is just such bullshit. Is one of your biggest draws doesn't have a match at WrestleMania? Bull fucking shit.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Wow,
I don't mind it at all.
So I'm the only one that
I thought it was a pretty decent promo. It was a pretty decent segment.
Bomber, I got a whole thing about I like what he talked about with Undertaker. I do like that, but the idea I got no road to Mania. I don't have that title. I don't have that one either. Guess I'm not going. There's more than title matches at Mania, John. What? Have you forgotten? Has it been so long?
There's one big problem with it. The big problem is it would work if he was just talking about the title. If they turned him obsessed to
with
beating Ric Flair's title, then that makes sense because he's desperately trying to get into the main event. He doesn't just want to win the title. He wants to win the title at WrestleMania and make this the biggest deal. Give him some depth to his character. Saying, I don't have a match at WrestleMania. Take Elias. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a. Braun doesn't have a match.
Go be Braun's partner, even something.
But I mean,
throw it
so
a challenge.
Possibilities that they could do to make it make sense. Just imagine Hogan back in the day, or Austin during the Attitude Era, going "Oh hell, son! I guess I don't have a match for WrestleMania. See you later." They would never do that because it's retarded. Because obviously you're not going to keep your top draw off of WrestleMania, and no one's gonna. The suspension of disbelief for that is even beyond wrestling terms. I just can't. I can't get behind it. It's the same with him hitting finishers on everybody. It's just it just makes it immediately go. You go, oh yeah, this is fake. Yep, there's nothing real about this at all. And yeah, we understand it's fake, but at least try to make it interesting. And his storyline to me isn't interesting at all. He's gonna fight the Undertaker. He should have just been building up to fight the Undertaker, and now they're gonna half-ass it and rush it and force it when they had 5 or 6 weeks that he could have been building up to this, talking about how. Come back one more time. We're gonna have. They know that they're gonna do this match.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they having him lollygag around?
They could have done it at Raw 25. They talked about that.
They could have built it because how long has Undertaker been posting photos or videos or whatever on his wife's Instagram of them fucking working out? He's obviously been training and getting in shape, so it's they fucking knew ahead of time. Why wait? Why wait 3 weeks before fucking WrestleMania or whatever the fuck?
Well, I think this is the build-up is the fact that Cena went through all this shit to try to get a match. He's not going to get one. He did bring up he wanted to face Taker, but he didn't get Taker. Then he lost these other opportunities, and now he's you know what? I have no other option. I'm going to call out Taker. I don't even care. And you know what, Taker, if you don't answer, you're a son of a bitch.
No, but
and I think that's the build-up to the match.
But the point is, he doesn't have no other options. He has plenty of options. He could say, I'm John Cena. I'm going to Mania. Who wants to fight me there?
Yeah.
That's literally who he is.
But he wants the big match. He doesn't want just any match. He could face Heath Slater,
He should be obsessed, but he should be I need a moment at WrestleMania. Well, any match isn't good enough, and he should be saying that. It makes it sound like he has nothing.
No, but you used it. Nothing. You said it perfectly, Bomber. You said that he wants a big match. Well, he hasn't been saying that. He's literally saying, "I just want a match."
I thought that would be implied. It was implied to me.
I don't want him to
get this match. He'll go as a fan. He literally said, "Go on the Battle Royal."
What about that bullshit that he fucking says WrestleMania is the goal. It's not the people who go to WrestleMania. It's the fucking fans and the atmosphere. So I'll be part of that. Fuck you, John Cena, you piece of shit. What the fuck? The whole thing is built around the fucking card. It's about the fucking superstars. It's about the fucking plebeians paying their fucking money to watch these fucking people wrestle. That's what the fucking thing's about. It's not about the atmosphere and the fucking fans building this shit. Fuck you.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
well, I mean,
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. You've all pulled me to your side.
No.
That just goes towards the whole, like, the company is more important than the wrestlers, and that's the biggest issue, in my opinion, with the company these days, is the fact that, well, besides their writing's real bad, but it's the fact that they think that their brand should be the superstar now, as opposed to having an Austin or having a Hogan or even Cena for a while. You know, like, they should be pushing pick 5 guys, and those should be your top draws. Those should be the guys that you're pushing to the moon. Obviously, rotate in and out some other people here and there, but, like, the company shouldn't be the star, because nobody gives a fuck about the company, in my opinion. You care about the stars that you're watching. I don't care about the Mission Impossible brand. I care about Tom Cruise and watching him break his ankle doing an awesome stunt. You know, like, in Mission Impossible, without Tom Cruise or without, like, a big star, I don't care about these franchises. They could plug in anybody. Like, with Vince's logic, he's like, we're just gonna bring up some actors from developmental and throw them into this movie, and it'll be great. They love the brand. No, I don't fucking love the brand. I like the people that you're putting up, and as long as they continue this nonsense of the company's more important than the wrestlers, then of course people aren't going to be as invested in these big matches, and it's going to make John Cena look like an idiot. And it has made him look like an idiot.
And they literally had that storyline a couple of years ago where Stephanie was saying, John, if you don't do this, you'll not be at WrestleMania. We can have WrestleMania without you. Yeah. And the line of that, it was so weird, because it's like, no, you have WrestleMania with all the big stars. You don't just leave people off. It was such a weird line a couple of years ago. But to your point with the movies, too, Fast and Furious, the third one, didn't have any of the stars. It was fine, but it didn't do nearly as well as anything else, because it didn't have the draw. It didn't have your Vin Diesel in it or anything like that. So, now, I do like what Cena's promo was. I like the whole shoot style thing. I know it's I mean, like, Reigns and Lesnar was cool, because we know it's fake, but when he went backstage and he saw Shane sitting there and stuff like that, little touches. When they want to make it feel real, they actually can be really good at it, you know? With the mic being off, like a CM Punk thing, when he wants to challenge him, all that stuff, it was kind of neat. But what I really liked about it was he went, instead of, like, I will overcome the mystique of Undertaker, he went kind of shoot with it, with the whole, like, washed up, broken down stuff, which
yes, he does.
He actually is. But besides that, it makes the angle different about the wife's Instagram and shit like that. It's going beyond the character. I doubt this will happen. I have a history of saying this would be a cool thing, but it never does. It'll be very generic, and he'll be dead man. It'll be goofy. But he's always evolved, right? And I like the idea of one more for this last one, because he looked like an old man playing dress-up to now, Undertaker. It didn't look right. It's like, ditch that. No, he left the coat and jacket. He didn't wear it for Raw 25. Get rid of that. Have him come out as Mark. No mystical shit. Nothing. It wouldn't work. He can say everything was for his legacy, for WWE, for The Undertaker, but this crossed the line. This took that away, ruined it, the moment for him and for the fans. So you ruined my moment. This is for me. You can bill me as The Undertaker, but I'm Mark, and I'm the one coming after you.
Mean
and
Mark.
then you could always... Mean Mark Callis. But you can always throw in some mystical stuff, like how he can take a beating, has the mind games, whatever, but it's another evolution for one last time, and it just goes a little deeper than it could. But no, he's going to come out as the dead man, and it's going to be the same thing. But I want something a little different, because he always is good at evolving, and he hasn't for a while, and he should. And this went over a line real quick with that Instagram wife post. So I'm like, let's go all the way.
I mean, since Kid Rock is going into the Hall of Fame, might as well bring him out as Biker Taker. Let's go.
I legit think that might happen.
Let's go that route. He's not mystical anymore. Let's just have him be angry. You've crossed the line. This is for
Booger
me.
Red.
Now it's me.
I'm so
Booger Red.
I'm so conflicted in this, because as much as I hate that idea that, like, he's just gonna come out for the first time, like, as Mark Calloway or whatever.
No, you build me as Undertaker. Put it on the marquee. I understand it.
But
my name's Mark Callis, and I'm here to kick
But
your
see,
ass.
that's the thing. As much as I hate that idea, it is a million times better than seeing him come back out again as Undertaker. And
I mean, Biker Taker was still the Undertaker. It wasn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not like
they
he
might
was
go. They might not go
mystical
the
when
Mark
he was-
thing. They
It's
might
not like he was
go-
mystical when he was Biker Taker.
no, he wasn't
right,
at all.
you're right.
No,
He just came out as the Undertaker. It wasn't like the Undertaker, who's actually a normal guy right now.
No, I
It
get
was
that. Like, they don't need to go the whole Mark name thing, like his real name. I get that. He could just
go
be like
mean
this.
Mark Callis.
But I like the idea.
Yeah.
Like, no, the Undertaker is gone, but I'm here.
that's the only
Yeah.
way
That's
I
what
am
he
willing
needs
to
to do.
watch this match is if he comes
'Cause
out not as the Undertaker. Like
I
not
still
as
want
the
if
dead
he
man.
Undertaker
comes out
and
as-
Sting. I still
if-
want Undertaker and Sting. It'll be shit, but I want that build. I want that atmosphere. That's Mania. This is going to be Mania. They're not going to do this, and it makes me sad. It's going to be shit.
You will watch, no matter what, you're going to watch this match.
Yeah, you're gonna watch.
1
If
billion.
he, if he comes
yes.
out, if they tell you he will be the Undertaker, I'm talking about Bomber because Bomber said the only way he will watch.
Oh, you're right.
Or did I say want to watch? I think it was want to watch.
you want-
No, you
that's-
said what you would, but
no,
I
but
get what you're
that's
saying.
Or
He said will, and I just want to bust your chops because I've missed the podcast.
okay, well there you go. But first of all, no, I've been super transparent. I've never wanted this match at all from the moment it was even thought about. Never wanted this
Years
match
ago?
once. Yeah, never wanted it. And this is the only small tiny chance that I'd be willing to want to see the match is if it's not
You-
the Dead Man Undertaker.
You hate my good idea.
I mean, yeah, like yes, part of it I hate, but that is the only way I'd be willing to want to watch it for the slightest bit. Is if it's not.
I
the Dead
never every year we do this, and every year I say I have no interest in
Correct.
an Undertaker match,
I
and that has not changed.
I kind
for the
of
record.
No, I don't want to see the actual match, but
yes, because it's
At
gonna
It
least
be
would
make
have
it
been
interesting.
perfect though if they. Had
I
just,
don't care if
they
he
just
comes
did
out
the
as Mean
title.
Mark Callis.
Like
I don't-
Cena
I-
as champion versus undefeated Undertaker would have been amazing, but that boat is long since sailed.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that goddamn. But let's talk about the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns thing. What do you guys think about the whole Brock Lesnar? He's going to be here and then he's not here, and then he's going to be here and then he's not here. What do you guys think? That's good? Do you guys like what they're doing, or do you dislike what they're doing?
it's
I don't care.
It's again
Yeah, I
a little
don't
bit
care.
of the shoot stuff, which I get what they're going for, but they've literally advertised to the fans and then not done it and made them upset. So when you're literally making fans unhappy about going, don't do that.
I mean,
Also, they had to remove
It's
like
fine
they had to
for
remove
TV.
the press release that said that Ronda
for
Rousey
Rousey.
would be at every Raw.
Yeah. She
So-
was going to be at every Raw before Mania. Now she's only going to be at the one right before.
oh,
It's actually good though. I mean, I think that's positive because they don't need her to build it. They
Yeah,
already
but
had her on
They
TV
did
enough.
that after Raw was over, and she
Oh yeah,
didn't
no,
show
I
up.
I understand. Like they shouldn't have announced that, but I think it's better not to have her on every Raw.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's,
they-
Yeah, but she's supposed to be a face while they're trying to push this whole thing about part-timers.
it's card subject to change. Fair enough, but
Yeah.
it's a fine line. I get the storyline from a TV perspective, but when you have fans in the audience booing, saying what's going on after the Raw 25 shit, it's a fine line. You got to be careful.
I just wish they hadn't done it before they let them all touch in the ring. They should have never interacted physically in the ring before fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
It should have been the build up. It should have been the anticipation of like she's gonna beat the fuck out of Stephanie, and Kurt Angle's gonna fucking twist fucking Triple H's fucking foot right off his fucking leg. I want to see that shit. But now it's like, it might happen. We already saw some of it in the ring. Fuck this shit.
We already saw Triple H go through a table thanks to Rousey. Like, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, that was,
I-
that was fun.
at least we won't see variations of them facing each other leading up to the event, like we did the six-pack challenge in the chamber. It's like,
Yeah.
why do I want to pay to see it?
Dear
I've
God.
seen this match variation 8 times.
Dear God.
I think they realized their mistake is the thing. They kind of jumped the gun. Is like, whoa, hold back. And we need to put Rousey in training and keep her off TV for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
And,
I think they got scared when she did that Samoan drop, and it looked like she almost killed Stephanie. But maybe that's just
And
maybe
messed
that's
her own
just
arm
me.
up. But yeah.
It's probably the best thing she ever did, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
almost killed Stephanie. Dear God.
yeah, because fuck that bitch.
So,
It'd be better if she actually killed her.
so I'm
Exactly.
I'm
Ronda Rousey, Stephanie McMahon Memorial Battle Royal.
so it's funny. I'm judging by you guys completely just saying I don't want to fucking talk about that. That you just completely don't give a shit about Roman or Brock. Just completely.
Well,
no,
I mean,
nothing.
Well, okay.
I'm okay for it, but it's just like
So
this whole angle would work better if Roman Reigns was an over face that people gave a fuck about, but they don't. They like half the audience just doesn't even want to see him.
what do you think about
the other
suspension, the temporary suspension, or do you think that was a one night thing?
That was just Vince McMahon working.
I'm sure he'll show up randomly on Monday, despite security trying to stop him.
Just like when Cena was fired from the Nexus and all that.
Because, you had the there was like a little bit of a scare of Roman Reigns is going to be implicated in some sort of steroid thing. I think that was Vince McMahon basically saying, we'll tease these fucking marks about that shit, but
and that video apparently is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah,
that,
and I
that
bet
guy's
it's gonna be bullshit.
But he's numerously delayed that kind of thing before too. So whatever. No, I like the idea. What they're trying to do is make it so it's like Austin, where he comes back. You're like, oh my God, Roman's here. They said he wouldn't be. I'm losing my mind. No, they don't care about him like that. They should, but they don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm just so over it.
This match.
I'm so over everything that's happening in this particular match. I'm over Lesnar. I'm over Reigns. I'm just over it.
We saw this match coming 3 years ago.
They don't want.
They delayed it last year for Goldberg, and then we got to hear anyway. Like it's the worst kept secret. We've had pay-per-views leading up to it with the stakes, and nothing changed. That doesn't mean that you can't tell a good story. And I like when it's like Roman saying this is 3 years in the making and that. Okay, cool. But it doesn't feel like it's been 3 years. It feels like he won a match at a pay-per-view a month prior, and he's getting a shot. We said that about
what happened.
Well, that's all it feels like. It doesn't feel like he's been close to it.
If anything, he should have won the Rumble. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
if they were really serious about this being the big deal that it is, he should have been the one.
You know why they couldn't have?
Yeah, I was about to say you would be so pissed if he won the Rumble, though.
I mean, they're already putting him in the main event of WrestleMania. That's going to piss a lot of people off. They obviously don't give a fuck about what people think. So have him win the goddamn Rumble, and also don't have him win the fucking IC title and then have him lose it, and don't have him take multiple falls. And here's the biggest sin they did: don't have him fucking interact with Brock Lesnar physically at all until that WrestleMania. Yeah. But they had him in the SummerSlam match, and he took the pin. So it's like, how am I supposed to think when he's getting on the mic telling me I'm the one that's gonna beat Brock? No, you won't. And we already saw Brock lose horribly quickly to Goldberg. Now, granted, Goldberg did end up, giving it back. But like, the problem is there's no like if this was done to where both guys looked invincible, then this would be awesome. Like this would be a 3-year build. It'd be great. But it's like they had a plan, and they were like, "How do we get there? Don't worry about it. We'll just worry about it a couple.
We got to do stuff in the meantime."
Yeah, we got to do stuff in the meantime. So put him out. We'll have Lesnar pin him at SummerSlam or something. Nothing will ever come of it, and then he'll lose to The Miz, and he'll lose to multiple people. Like, ugh.
Now, I have one other thing to say about this, Bomber. You'll remember this when Lesnar faced Ambrose. It turned out that he was training for a UFC fight that July with Mark Hunt. So he phoned in that match. Ambrose was pissed. We all know about how that went and how he got doghoused a little bit. Lesnar is heavily rumored for a July fight with John Jones in the UFC, or somebody. He's heavily rumored for the UFC. He's been taking pictures with them. They're talking about it a lot. There's even talk they're going to phase out how awesome he is in WWE to be like, yeah, Reigns is the guy. You like him better. He got rid of Brock. You like him, right? Lesnar might phone this fucking match in.
I doubt that. No way.
Would it happen to Ambrose?
Well, because that wasn't the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I guarantee you, he looked at Ambrose and said, "Who the fuck's this guy? Well, I'm in the bottom of the well, not the bottom of the card, but midway through the card. Fuck this guy. Fuck this."
Before.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I don't think he's going to do it against Reigns.
The first match was Suplex City and then Rollins. Yeah. So that's not a great history to go on.
The first match wasn't anything complicated, though, and this match isn't going to be anything complicated. It's not going to be like a wrestling classic. It's just going to have a really good atmosphere.
It's going to be a good
because people are going to be cheering for Lesnar and booing Reigns. It's going to be the exact same match that we got before, except Reigns is better now. Yeah. Reigns has more experience. So it'll be fine. But again, my argument is I don't want my main event of WrestleMania to just be fine. Thank you. The whole point is they're supposed to give us the thing that we're asking for the most. I'm being like,
remember when we were saying that? Oh, okay. Hello.
Yeah, I was getting Facebook calls.
Oh no, you're good. No, remember what we were saying last year? Like, this Goldberg and Lesnar, this is gonna be shit. It was like an 8-minute match, whatever the hell it was. But man, that was fucking great.
It was good, but it had a bad build-up again. And again, Here's one thing I'll give some credit to. Rock and Austin, probably one of my favorite matches of all time, didn't have a good build-up either. Like it was more nostalgia than anything. But they had like Deborah involved, and then they're like, they didn't. But it felt like they were trying. Now with like Lesnar and Goldberg's build up, it just felt like they crushed everybody to get Goldberg over. Like everybody wasn't as good as Goldberg, and that was the whole point. Whereas this one, it's like with Lesnar and Reigns, it feels like Reigns was just doing jobs all year. They did not protect him at all. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, no, he's the man that's going to do it. Well,
yeah,
why?
he beat one guy in a 7-man match.
Like, that story was for Braun.
Others.
That story was for Braun. Braun should have beaten every motherfucker in that cage and then faced WrestleMania as this unstoppable monster. And then you would have had your new monster when Braun beat him. But instead, now we're getting Reigns where, again, they didn't protect him. That's my only real issue with this, is that they had him losing like crazy. And then they gave him a bad story to put him to Mania. It's the same as the Rumble that year. That Rumble victory was fucking shallow and just bullshit. And that's why one of the big reasons, besides Bryan, that's one of the reasons why I couldn't get behind him going to the main event of WrestleMania. Like, at least make him strong. What the fuck happened to making Roman look strong?
I will agree. Yeah. I will agree that, with the whole taking the losses, he lost to Miz like back-to-back weeks. It's like straight up clean. I will agree with that. I will agree. But
the only time they made him look even remotely strong was with his feud with Braun, where it was pretty much his 50-50 booking.
So good. Mm-hmm. That was fucking good. That was good 50-50 booking.
Those
unlike
guys
their
have
usual
good chemistry. They
really
because those guys were just beating the fuck out of each other every week.
Oh, it's going to be great when they go after the title against each other after Mania. That'll be good times.
But I mean, it doesn't really. What we're talking about doesn't even matter though, because the big rumor is that they're going Charlotte Asuka last.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but man, I said that like a long time ago. I said this is going to be the year where they did the women main event.
I thought it would have been Charlotte Rousey, but fair enough.
It's too early for that, I think. That's next year kind of thing.
If she does main event it, she'll be the first Flair to actually close Mania, because Rick never did.
Oh, God.
That's funny.
That would be funny.
I'm down for that, though. I mean, this is one of the few years where Charlotte and Asuka sounds amazing.
And
to me, that's the one women's match that they can close WrestleMania out with, where I'll be completely happy and I'll pay attention.
That's never happened. It's never even come close. So yeah.
If it wasn't for the fact that the Rumble closed with the women's match, I would have said no way. But after that, they might do the two women's match back to back at the end. I have no idea.
Nah.
I'll say this. I think that hold on. Whoa. Something just happened to my brain. I just lost my thought.
Too much THC, buddy. I know.
Well, no, hold on.
While you think on that, Matt, if that does happen and it's Charlotte at the end, that is going to break Roman's main eventing streak.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like they're more concerned with getting the media coverage that women are equal in WWE, despite the fact that they're not equal at all.
No, they never will not treated that way whatsoever.
No, they never will.
Not even close to a draw. Yeah.
Is your brain back?
No, I legit something I don't know what happened. It was funny. As soon as Rab spoke, my thought went away. I don't know what happened.
We're getting
I thought was so good.
I don't know what the fuck. I'm really pissed off. I had something I thought was really good, but it's gone now.
Was it related?
It was going to be
Flair?
about how Roman Reigns,
Roman?
No, it didn't involve Roman. Don't worry about it.
Fuck
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right,
but
cool.
anyway,
probably some CZW bullshit.
No, what the fuck? No. But anyway, so I guess the last thing I want to talk about anyway is we were just talking about Braun. What do you guys think about him just going straight for the tag team titles? Do you think this is? I saw a lot of shit about people shitting on he's gonna fuck the division up. But I mean, what are you guys' thoughts?
I don't like it at all.
It's a placeholder. He should have a main marquee big match, not just doing this because.
I don't like it for two reasons. One, because he should have a big match. And two, because I agree with those people who say it's terrible for the division. Yes. Not that the division has been shit on for long enough, but I really like back in the day, you would have this thing where the tag champions could beat two superstars because they were a tag team and they had their tag chemistry. So two random big names couldn't work together well enough. That's been long out the door, and now if just one guy, I don't care that it's Braun, can just beat the tag team champions, that'll be the I mean, that'll be a bridge too far.
He already killed the
Because-
division. He beat them all in a battle royal.
And you know he's gonna win. There's no chance he loses this.
Oh,
match.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, it would make no sense for him to lose to make that match.
Yeah, and
So you shouldn't. You just shouldn't make the
a
match.
lot of people are wondering if he's actually gonna get a partner, though. Do you guys think he's gonna
Alexa
get a partner?
Bliss.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I'm
Honestly,
so down.
I
that'd be
was thinking
great.
Joe.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Honestly,
Joe
I've
was
loved.
good,
I
yeah,
love.
but I'd like
I've
Alexa.
loved them in the mixed match challenge.
Yeah,
I've loved them on Instagram.
yeah, that's.
I'd be super down.
It's a lot of
Either
fun.
that or bring Ellsworth back for a night.
I've heard that.
Oh.
I've heard people say that stuff. That's funny.
I was thinking Joe, if he was healthy, would be fun because he's done that in
Oh
TNA as a solo
Jesus! No, that
champion.
would be awesome.
Braun and
I'd be
Joe?
on board
Yeah.
if it was
I'd
Joe
be
and
on
Braun.
board with that. Yeah.
Because if Joe came back, he's like, "No, I'm going to show you how it's done." No, I am, and now they're
Lord.
yeah.
And then, like, can you imagine the rematches between the Bar and them? Like how physical that would
Just
get.
watch
Another-
people murder each other.
That would
Yeah.
be-
You know.
the moment you said that, you just won me over. And Joe
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
agree. I didn't know I wanted that, but now I want
Apparently
that.
Joe is good to go, but they're skipping him. So
I really like I really like the idea of a guy like Braun who, relatively is still pretty fucking green, working with a guy like Joe. Like that would be great.
Plus, I would love to see a tag team just watch people beat the fuck out of each other match.
Now,
Yeah, that'd be
there
great.
were rumors that the
Unfortunate.
Bar were going to
that
face
better happen.
like Authors of Pain or Revival or something. Then this happened, and it was going to be some kind of random team, two people who aren't together. And I was even thinking when Cena's like, "I need a match," and Goldust came out. Well, is that going to be it? Well, what about Hardy and Wyatt? Well, maybe that's it. No, it's going to be Braun. All right, and who? Oh, just Braun. Okay. Well, fuck, put Joe in there. That's where my thought came from for
Oh
that.
God,
'cause
please
that would
don't be
awesome.
Strowman though. Please don't be Strowman. Or not Strowman. I'm sorry. God damn, I had a Jake moment.
Yep.
No,
happening.
Wyatt. Don't be Wyatt. That would be the
No, if it was Wyatt, it would be Matt with Wyatt.
No, but I know. But I'm just saying, like, if they were like, oh, it's like a mini Wyatt family reunion.
No.
Oh, please, God, no.
I don't see.
I
that.
want Joe,
Joe.
for that. That would be amazing.
Do Joe. Joe sounds perfect. That sounds like a tag team that would be even more intimidating than the Brothers of Destruction.
It's
somehow.
like a new Big Show and Kane scenario. It's
Yeah,
like
that would
you're
be
fucked.
awesome. I'm
You are
down for
fucked.
that. If they do that, then it's cool. Anything else, fuck it.
By the
Yep.
way, I stalled long enough. I remembered.
Yay!
Now, as much as excited as I am to see AJ and Nakamura, as excited as I am to see Charlotte and Asuka, I think what just happened on SmackDown completely fucking took me out of the whole. AJ and Nakamura, when they got in the ring and they started talking, I'm like, wow, this is really shitty. This is real. This is like making me not want to watch the match. Because Nakamura, as good as he is, he can't fucking talk. He can't make me want to watch him fight by talking. And
Yeah,
then
no.
same with Asuka, her and Charlotte. Charlotte's saying some great stuff. It sounds great. And then Asuka goes, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun. Not gonna. Yeah, no.
No, I
Jesus
disagree.
Christ.
Oscar's doing. I think Oscar's doing fine, but I
Yeah,
agree with
Asuka's
AJ and Nakamura.
No, I got
and
the
I think
same
the mistake.
shit. I got the
think
same
the
shit.
mistake is that's because you're a racist because you're from the south.
No, I love Japan. I want to literally move to Japan at
That's
some
what
point in my
racists
life.
say.
No,
I
I
have to
That's
go
what
there.
racists say. No, I
happen
love
to be
Japan.
friends with
You have
I
a
have
lot of
Japan
Japanese
friends.
friends.
no,
I have a lot of Japan
actually
friends. I
don't
love
have any.
Chinese food.
No,
Actually,
but
don't
no,
have
you
any
were going to
Japanese friends.
impersonate them, and you can't without. I understand.
Not
I love
now.
them Orientals.
Nowadays, I can't. I can't do it now. Come on, Andre the Giant is gonna get taken out. Sorry. Anyway,
But
keep going.
seriously, I think the biggest mistake with they should have had, and it would have taken a lot, but to have AJ as a heel and Nakamura as a face,
AJ
because having them
healing it
just
up.
work face against each other.
AJ kind of did a heel promo.
Kind of healing it up though.
That
Like
was a
his
heel
promos
promo.
and stuff on SmackDown, he was kind of healing it up.
Yeah, but
AJ's gonna win that match. By
you
the
had
way.
you had to start
Oh, yeah.
earlier. No,
AJ's winning.
oh yeah, of course he is. But the thing is,
I mean,
building this feud, it just isn't working, and I kind of agree with that.
Well, do anyone foresee this sort of feud like continuing outside of WrestleMania? So, like, I'm kind of getting the idea that like AJ might actually just turn heel in that match and win, and then it'd be like SummerSlam with them two, with Nakamura chasing the title with the heel AJ.
Well, there's a bigger problem here. It's the same fucking issue they have with Roman and Lesnar, is they didn't keep Nakamura or Styles safe throughout the year. And they knew this was going to happen. Like, AJ was talking about it on podcasts and shit. He wouldn't say when, but he's like, maybe you just give us a little bit of time and it'll be really special.
No.
But, like, fucking Nakamura was dead in the water when Jinder beat him. Like, once Jinder beat Nakamura, to me, that killed anything that made Nakamura special, because this dude that couldn't beat anybody clean beat him first. Like, and that was really weird. And then, like, what did they do with Jinder? If Jinder was a main event guy right now and doing all kinds of stuff, then it wouldn't make Nakamura look that bad. But he's not doing shit. He isn't doing anything.
He'll be
and
in the U.S. title match.
Yeah, but who cares? It's a U.S. title match. He beat the dude who they knew was going to go to WrestleMania and face the champion. And they still had it happen. Why did they do that? If you know Nakamura is going to WrestleMania, you don't have Nakamura lose. Or if you have him lose by, like, huge shenanigans. They had Jinder beat him clean 2 months in a row for no fucking reason. This is the problem. There's no foresight as to how we're going to get somewhere. Now, at least they're doing something different from the previous years, because I know we've had issues with WrestleManias where they didn't know where they were going. So, like, they were kind of all over. Plans were shifting and changing. Obviously, their plans are working, but they didn't work properly to it. Like, you got to protect people, and Nakamura just isn't. Man, he's like not even close to as special as he was when he came in from NXT.
Because you can see the part of what they were doing with Jinder was trying to make him bigger by beating Nakamura, but it dragged Nakamura down.
That's all it did.
You look at Roman and Finn back when Finn came to the main roster. That brought Finn up. It didn't bring Roman down when Finn beat him, right? So there's a way to do it. But, I mean, Asuka's still special because she hasn't lost.
Yeah.
She's still strong. She's going, yeah. And sometimes when she just has a promo in Japanese, it's like, all right, yeah, she's passionate. I don't know what you said, but go Asuka. Just let fucking Shinsuke do that. It doesn't matter. Go.
Yeah, I think.
But now he's lost hard. It's like, oh, and he had a match with Rusev, which was kind of competitive. It's like, what the fuck is this?
It was a decent match. No,
but it shouldn't have been. But it shouldn't have been.
Wow, I mean, Rusev is pretty damn good, though.
He doesn't need that. Shinsuke does. Shinsuke should have beat Rusev handily. Yeah, Rusev is that guy that can afford a loss right now. Shinsuke needs that big win.
Yeah, and
to go to Mania because
Rusev,
he got it.
Rusev is Santino Marella right now.
He's slipping into that comedy. He's slipping into.
He's pretty much
role.
there.
Little bit,
yeah, but he's got the
look.
history of being a guy who went toe to toe with Cena.
Yeah,
and
if anybody's going
he's
to get out of that role, it can be Rusev. Rusev can get out of that role if he goes here.
Absolutely.
I don't think he can be face.
But the problem is he shouldn't have been going neck and neck with Nakamura when Nakamura is on the way to Mania and Rusev isn't.
It felt so random. It felt like who do we have?
Well, they had
that's
to
not doing anything this.
I was excited for it.
That match should have never happened now.
I like it fine. Just it felt random.
They could have used it better.
I thought it was a good match. I liked the match.
But it didn't do anything to help Shinsuke's stock going to Mania.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you're literally having
a
show that doesn't make him look like he's going to beat AJ.
I mean, he didn't.
If he went out there and beat him handily pretty quick in a couple minutes, would have been a squash, yeah. But look how good Shinsuke is. Oh, man, he's going to take that to Mania. That's the point of Fastlane.
They had him win, Bomber. But if this had been a Raw pay-per-view instead of a SmackDown pay-per-view, and he wasn't even on it at all, nothing would have changed. You would feel no different about Shinsuke right now.
Agreed.
If the match never happened, and that's why I think it's being said.
That's my point of it. Yes,
it made it didn't help him at all. Because if the match never happened, you'd feel the same way right now.
It didn't hurt him, but it didn't benefit. And the whole point of a show, literally, when they're already promoting WrestleMania, come watch Fastlane, it's going to build towards this, and it didn't actually do any build.
That was the whole show, though. So you can't like blame Rusev and Nakamura when the entire show had no storytelling whatsoever.
That match itself, like you said, may as well have not even happened because the way it did happen didn't benefit.
I understand why they did it, though. They were doing it because Rusev is currently one of the more over people. Even if it's just like a flash in the pan, I don't know if it's going to stick around or not. But right now he's popular. So I think they put them together simply because he's popular. They needed an opponent for Nakamura, and they're like, he's over. Like, this will be a fun match. And I'll say that was the match I was looking forward to the most before the pay-per-view, just because I was like, I really like Rusev right now, and I dig Nakamura, so it'll be fun. But the problem is Nakamura is... Dude, he just does not try unless it is something really important.
But I don't think anyone's really blaming the workers so much as the booking. Like, both of those guys should not have been in this match in this position at this point in time in the fucking season. I mean, it just feed somebody the fucking Nakamura that he can just run right over like just steamroll over and make him look fucking strong.
Ziggler. give him Ziggler.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, anybody.
not doing shit.
Or Zane. Call back on that, too.
the
Same
And
thing.
oh god, don't get me started on the fact that they did 2 pay-per-views in a row where they should have had just Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles and had a classic, but instead they did clusterfuck matches for no reason. Like no fucking him and Kevin Owens handicap match never should have happened. Should have been Owens and Zayn 1-on-1. Then this match, this 6-pack, never should have happened. Should have been AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. Because then Styles can beat him. They can have an amazing match and start getting people hyped for, we're going to see an even better match because Zayn and Nakamura had a really good match. So obviously Styles and Nakamura are going to like destroy the house. But instead we got this clusterfuck that nobody cares about.
And you know why?
Well,
they wanted to create the idea that who knows what could happen at Mania by having the multi-man matches. It could be anybody.
Yeah, but we know.
Yeah,
so
I know.
There's,
That's
go with
exactly.
Zayn. Go with, have a classic match. And if we all know that Zayn isn't going to win, but have this classic match. Like here's an example: Triple H versus Austin before WrestleMania, where Austin faced Rock. They did that match with Triple H and Austin, the 3 Stages of Hell. It's still one of my favorite matches. It was great, and they had Triple H win, and yet because it was such a war, it gave Triple H momentum to go face Undertaker, and Austin still had momentum to face Rock, and then it gave them something to do afterwards. Now, they didn't go that route, but they gave him something to do. But like we're here, it just felt like instead of having some sort of plan for the 6-man with Styles, it just felt like, yeah, we just need to give Styles something, so I guess we'll just do a 6-man. It's like, just do him and fucking Sami Zayn.
You know that, like you said, Zayn isn't going to win, but if you play your cards right and the match is good enough, and they are, they'll have you biting every now and then, like, oh my god, I thought he could have won it. Like we've seen that many times, and those guys are good enough to pull that off. So.
Their stock with Zayn isn't very high, so I'm guessing that's why he
Which
is
a
chance.
They just don't seem a main eventer. But no, the whole
they
thing
see
that
Christian 2.0.
the whole thing that led to that was
He's Christian, yeah.
The whole thing that led to that was just me saying that I think there's just, and I think Vince sees it, and I don't disagree, that there's such a disconnect when Nakamura and Asuka begin to speak that the crowd just goes silent. They don't react. They don't have it just feels like a huge disconnect whenever they start to talk. And
I guess
that's gonna be hard to get over. Besides that fact that they are great wrestlers, I mean that's always gonna be good on their side. But
nobody's there to see
Asuka,
them talk.
though.
No one's really there to see them talk. They want to see them kick ass. So when Shinsuke comes out and talks for a few minutes, like I want to see you be something.
It's like so hard
It's
to
about-
get over in WWE without being a personality, though.
He can be very charismatic and personable without saying a damn word.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's why
English,
Asuka's
mind you.
okay. It works for Asuka.
Yeah.
I don't feel
it can be whatever they want it to be. So
I don't feel Asuka has any type of problem getting around the fact that she can't cut a promo because she's so charismatic.
when I-
whereas
I don't know.
no, but the crowd might not react good during the promo bit, but they come out for the match.
Every time she talks, all I hear is me so honey.
Okay, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Okay, but yeah, no, I'm just saying when I watched them do their promos back and forth on SmackDown, it was to me it was very awkward, cringy, and unwatchable, and that didn't do anything for me. But again, that's
You know what?
just
Charlotte
me.
was in it too, and she's part of that.
And she did great. Charlotte did a great job.
Sometimes she's not. So
Well, maybe not, but right there, she did a really good job. And then I like, oh, that's great, and then Asuka says something, and it's like, oh, that was dumb. Okay, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it'll get better. We still got a couple weeks to go. Guys, this is my challenge to you. You guys, right now, you need to watch Raw and SmackDown, and we need to do this show every week leading up to WrestleMania. Can you guys attempt to do that?
Yeah, I can attempt it. Depending on my schedule, I can attempt it.
I stopped listening. What happened?
Oh, God damn. No, yes.
you had one in there. Bummer.
Yeah, there was at least a yeah in there. So basically,
I'm really dedicated to this.
I know you are.
What
I know.
podcast is the camera on?
Yes. Yeah, we stopped rolling like 45 minutes ago as soon as Zion got in here. But so anyway, yeah, try to do that. We're gonna try to see where everything goes because there's a lot more to talk about, but we're going to break it down next week. I'm going to be here. You motherfuckers better at least try to be here. But anybody got any last things as we get out of here and end this episode?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll say in the next little while, I'll have the second episode of Masked Musings. Whenever MLW gets their shit in gear and makes their latest show available for watching online.
Okay, cool. Check that out. Also, I really hope we can maybe try to figure out a Best in the Business coming up soon. I hope we can. We'll see what we can do though. We'll try to organize.
I still vote.
I say we do one best person who's going to get ridden out of WWE history.
All right, I already know my pick, Andre the Giant. Here we go.
Yeah,
They're gonna find out he sexually assaulted a bunch of.
No. Oh, you missed that. You missed that, Rami.
That's
He's gonna get thrown out for everything we already know about him because he's mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
For bully, he's gonna
Kind of
be.
mean.
We'll get to that point.
Yeah,
right.
but anyway, all right. Well, I guess that's it. We'll see you guys on the next episode, and stay tuned.